Hello everyone. So today we're releasing version 0.7.8. This is one of the latest release, and this is the next few releases are gonna drive us closer to the version 1.0. This version features mostly the queries and policies from Fleet MDM that we added in this version. This is a pretty big release. We had to change a bunch of stuff that were actually under the hood in Fleet MDM on our fork. So let me show you kind of how it looks like. So if you'll go to your OpenFrame dashboard, you will see that you have a new menu item called monitoring, and under it you have two tabs for policies and queries. So let's start with the queries. For example, I have here a policy for get installed Chrome extension. Actually, let's take one that is more interesting. Let's take this one. Get applications hogging memory. So if you'll go to edit, or even if you're gonna create a new one, let's copy this. Let's create it from scratch. Let's go to query. Let's call it test. And then when I'm gonna run the test query, it's gonna run live. So this is one of the things I told you about us kind of manipulating the way Fleet MDM works. We're hooking into the WebSocket directly, so you see the results updating live. And then this query returns the results, and that is pretty much the same as this query. So you can see here the latest results. I set this query to run every 10 seconds, so it automatically runs every 10 seconds, and the logs being pushed into our unified logging. I'll show it in a second. And that's kind of the query part. The more interesting part about the queries is that you can create a query that will be executed on top of your selected machine or all of your machines every once in a while. And if this query returns, let's take one of the queries here so it will be more understandable. Full disk encryption. You see that it limits to 1. So the way that policies work is that if the query returns the result, any result that is bigger than 1 row, or if it's a Boolean test, then it will catch either true or false, and then it will tell us if a certain machine is compliant or not. So for example, this one checks for full disk encryption. Let's see what happens under the hood. So that's on an OS query that check the file vault status. Right now it's running only on one machine. The compliance check's gonna run every 1 hour. And if you guys wanna find more policies, first we're gonna add Mingo here. So Mingo gonna be available on all of the screens. So you're gonna just have Mingo here and you're just gonna tell him which policy you want. But for the time being, you can just search Fleet DM queries. And here you will find a bunch of queries here for Mac, Windows, whatever you wanna do. So that's one. That's the policies and queries. We added a lot of enhancements to Mingo, to the memory, and to the way Mingo kind of communicates with the outside internet. So let's take, for example, let's ask him what's the weather like in Madrid. And now Mingo can, only when necessary, obviously, he can go to the outside internet. And you can see that he gets updated results. This is also applicable for things like scripts that are currently being discussed. So for example, if there is a vulnerability that everyone is talking about and there is a script that Mingo can go ahead and download from the internet, he can do it on his own now. So you don't need to copy paste or do any of this. He will just do it on his own. Also other resources, if you want to, I don't know, change wallpaper to a corporate wallpaper for all of your users or something similar, he can go ahead and directly communicate with the internet. We added autonomous policy, which do two things. First, it allows almost everything for Faye, plus it changes the fallback for everything that is not being caught on one of our current capabilities and policies will be asked from the current prompt, meaning that if you're running Mingo, it will ask you. If a user runs Faye, it will ask him whether to do it. So the last approval chain would be the person that executes the current AI session. So that's for that. We also added Cloud Sonnet 4.6. There were a bunch of things that we added for the remote control. Let's connect to it. So first there were problems with Shift key. So right now you can see I'm currently pressing Shift, and you can see that it's capital letters. Same for special characters. We added clipboard support, so two-way clipboard support. So if I'll do this, and then I'll go here and I'll type this, you will see that it's pasting it also from the device to me. So it's two-way. So if I'll open Chrome here, I'm on Windows and Mac, so you see it's still working. But yeah, please note that it's like if you're on Mac and you communicate with Windows, sometimes it's Control C, sometimes it's Command C, so it's kind of weird. Cool. Let's see what other stuff. Yeah, we created the technical documentation platform. So if you'll go to our flamingo.cx and you will go to Knowledge Hub, you will see updated documentation. We built it with AI, so it's constantly updating as we're changing more stuff in the system. It automatically scans the source code and generates tutorials, etc. A bunch of things that we added mostly. Oh, the Mac OS. So if we'll go to scripting, on the previous release, we added the script schedule, but Mac was not available yet. Now you can see that you can schedule scripts both for Windows and Mac. Fleet policies and queries. Yeah, we talked about it. We added for debugging mostly to see if something is broken with our agent or the underlying agent. We added offline online statuses here. We're also going to add live logs for our logs. So if anything is wrong with our deployment, we will be able to fix it. Dashboard data. Yeah, like really a lot of stuff here. You can check out the release. The release will be available under our website. And if you'll go to product and releases, you're going to see it here. It's still not available because I'm currently building it, but it's going to be here. Skeletons. Yeah. So we're kind of getting ready and working super hard on the next release, which will include PSA, extended PSA, and knowledge management. It's probably going to be first the ticketing PSA, then knowledge management, then PSA for billing, and then that's going to be our queue to go live. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for this version. Please share with us your feedback, your comments. If anything works, doesn't work, if you want to share some ideas that you have or anything similar, please feel free to reach out through the OpenMSP Slack community. As usual, we're always there. You can join from here. You go to openmsp.ai and OpenMSP community. We're about to reach 500 MSPs on our Slack community. So thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the love. And we hope you're gonna like this version and like the product. And as usual, we're always available for anything, either on the right here on this chat. So that's reached directly to our Slack, or on the OpenMSP Slack community. We also take tickets and support calls there, and we will track them until they're getting fixed. Thank you, everyone, and have a good rest of your week.